Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is the In Deep on the Delta weekly fishing report for the week of February 8th, 2024. And as you might imagine, there wasn't a lot going on here on the Delta. Lots of storms, lots of rain, lots of wind, and just wasn't anybody out fishing. So this is a total reset week. But I've got some information for you, and especially for you guys that are coming out fishing the tournament this weekend. I'll give you some ideas on what's going on as far as water quality, temperatures, visibility, and we'll talk a little bit about what's been going on. I'm doing my report on Tuesday today. I'm out fishing. It's supposed to rain Wednesday. Don't think there's a whole lot that's going to be changing between now and tomorrow, so I'm doing this report a little early. If I get some late breaking news, I'll come on and do an update or something for you. But I've also talked to several people around the Delta. There's just nothing going on. Nobody's been out here fishing. Absolutely no reports. I do have some information on what was going on before the storm front came in, and that was actually pretty good. We'll go over that real quick, but that's a million miles in the past. Also, you know, I know the mother lode was hit really hard. I'm sure that Clear Lake was hit really hard, so there's nothing really changing that we didn't talk about last week. But anyhow, let's start with a little river business and Crappie Closet Lures. Lake Berryessa Crappie Tournament coming up March 9th. That's going to be at Campbell Cove, $60 per team. Marlin is the man behind Crappie Closet Lures, and Marlin's based right here on the Delta. His first tournament was here on the Delta. He decided to take tournament number 2 on the tour up to Berryessa. Bites a little bit stronger right now at Berryessa, but he's going to be coming back to the Delta and having a couple more crappie tournaments here on the Delta. So if you need any information on that, call Marlin at Crappie Closet Lures. I'll put his number in the remarks. All right. Real Custom Boat Works, Coast Guard boat inspection, February 24th, 9 to 3. Contact Jim Horton at Real Custom Boat Works if you have any questions. And Real Custom Boat Works is located right behind Paradise Point. Coast Guard's going to be out there February 24th. They'll inspect your boat, make sure you have everything up to date, and they'll give you a Coast Guard inspection sticker. Again, call Jim at Real Custom Boat Works. I'll leave his number in the remarks. With that, we're going to move right into some congratulations that are in order. And the first congratulations I got to send out is to my buddy Eli, the NorCal angler. He went up to Shasta in the one bass tournament. 140 boats, cashed a check on the AM side at 25. Way to go, Eli. I'm sure it was a little different fishing up there than it is on the Delta, but you get a big congratulations from In Deep on the Delta. As I was looking through the standings, my old tournament partner, Troy Gray, he was 27th out of 140. Good job. Way to go, Troy. Joe Orozco. Everybody knows Joe from Bass Union. Joe's not only a great fisherman, but he's one of the good guys here in the Central California. Joe was on the pro side, and congratulations, Joe, 11th place. You've been killing it up there. I know you won a tournament recently, and you're having a good year so far. So, Joe, congratulations. And for you guys that haven't checked out Bass Union, make sure you check out Bass Union. If you talk to Joe, I'm sure he'll set you up with all the great baits that he's using to cash all these checks. So, way to go, guys. Matt, let's hit up the guy that won the tournament, Nick Woods, first place. And I want to say this, that I wish I was Nick. $15,000 cash and a Ranger boat worth $55,000 for first place. So that's about a $70,000 payday that Nick had. So way to go, Nick. Another big congratulations to the California kid himself, Christian Ostrander. Just got back from the Toyota MLF tournament up at Okeechobee. Out of 250 boats, Christian cashed another check at 42. 2 tournaments, 2 checks he's cashed, 1 top 10, 142 place finish. He's off to a great start. Christian's going to fish the entire circuit, so maybe when he gets back, we'll talk to Christian a little bit, or he's back, but maybe I'll get him on the boat. We'll talk to Christian a little bit, and we'll we'll catch up on what he was doing and how he enjoyed fishing Okeechobee. Here's a couple of young anglers that I have to give a shout out to, and that's Chu and Chin. I came out Monday after the storm. It was a nasty storm. I gust of winds up to 60 miles an hour. It was raining. I see these guys on the bank out on 8 Mile Road, and I had to talk to them. Pulled over and talked a little bit. And I just want to say they're the anglers of the week. A couple of young guys out here. They don't own a boat. They don't own a kayak. But in these just nasty conditions, these guys are out fishing. And you don't have to own a boat or a kayak to be a hardcore angler. These guys are hardcore. So Chu, Chin, my hat's off to you guys for coming out here and giving it a try. You said you had a day off and you were coming fishing hell or high water, and there you were. If you guys watch this, make sure you hit me up in the remarks. Leave me information on how to get a hold of you. When the fishing gets good, I want to get you guys out on the boat. We'll come out and do a little boat trip out here on the Delta. So Chu and Chin, you guys are the anglers of the week. With that, what the heck's going on out here as far as water conditions? Well, number one, the clarity is shrinking up, as you can imagine. A week ago, before the storms, I was getting 3-4 feet of visibility in the central Delta. That has shrunk down to about 2 feet visibility. Everything that I know down south, it's chocolate. There was some clear water out around Disco Bay. I don't know what that's doing now, but I can tell you this, as I have searched around from Paradise Point to Mildred, out to Prisoners Point, and down around 14 Mile Slough, if you're coming out next week, you can find very varied degrees of water clarity. So if you don't like where you're at, don't stay there for very long, move around. And unless we get some more rain, I think you can find areas that have up to 3 feet of visibility, 4 feet of visibility, and you're probably going to find some chocolate water. As far as temperatures go, they have remained between 53 and 55 degrees. So that's, that's not a problem. More of the problem is just weather fronts and jumping, barometers jumping around, and last week it was the wind. Now, before that storm came in, there was actually a pretty good bite. There was some good reports of a few big fish coming in, and there was a few reports of guys that were punching and throwing worms that were catching pretty good numbers of fish, but that report is a million miles away. I personally was able to hit that bite window, and I had some decent fishing. It wasn't great for me, but both striper and largemouth were on the bite. So what was I doing? I was throwing jerk baits. The stripers that I was getting, again, I did catch a couple of keepers this week, but most of them were on the small side, around 14 to 16 inches. The keepers were probably, 20 inches. I talked to several people that were fishing out of Paradise Point, and they're all getting a fish or two. They were bait fishing. Most of these guys that I was seeing bait fishing, they were out along the channel fishing the points that were leading into various sloughs, and nobody was catching a lot of fish, and the fish were small. I don't know what's going on up at Liberty or out further. I would imagine Liberty was hit pretty hard by the storm. They probably have a lot of weirs that are opening up, pushing a lot of really dirty water in there, but we'll give you more information on that coming up. The bass, they're scattered. There's really no pattern. I was getting my fish on jerk baits. I had talked to some people that were punching, and they had caught some fish before the storm. Whether that pattern's going to hold out or not, I don't know. I can tell you this, if you're coming up this weekend for the tournament, the water is setting up real nice to fish spinner baits, underspins, overspins, chatterbaits, something that has some vibration. The water color is turning from that green to more of a brownish color. It's not chocolate, but it's just that perfect color for spinner baits. So I would definitely have something like that on. I've been getting fish on jerk baits. There was some people were talking about catching fish on frogs, and I did a lot of not a lot, but I gave a good try to topwaters, and I talked to other people that were throwing topwaters out here. There's not a lot going on with topwaters. I think that frog bite may have just been a window that they hit them on, so I wouldn't be doing a lot of frog fishing or topwater fishing. You're coming out. I try to get 5 fish in the boat. I don't think it's going to take a big weight to win out here. If you can get 5 fish in the boat, then you might want to, start punching and maybe a wake bait or a swim bait to get that one big fish, and that's probably going to put you right up there in a good check if you can just get one kicker fish and fill it out with 4 2-pound fish. Before I sign off, I had a little luck this afternoon on my couple hours after doing my recording, and I'll just fill you guys in real quick on what I did. Drop shot in worms, 5 fish in about an hour and a half. Pretty decent bite for this time of year, and the fish were all a good class of fish. Nothing special. Green pumpkin, black flake, margarita mutilator. And I will give you some information on what I've been learning out here the last 6 months or so. Since last year, they've dumped a lot of rock, bolstering up the banks. Man, if you're fishing new rock and you're fishing a drop shot, that new rock tends to eat weights up right and left. So if you're fishing new rock, be careful. I would find a bank that has rock tule. Fish are holding tight to the tules. Drop shot something in there, you're liable to catch a nice fish. So let's get back to the sign off. With that, that's about all I can tell you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll be out here seeing if I can't catch some fish this week, as long as the weather holds out. So make sure you tune in next week, and I'll give you what the reset is on here, and I'll also have some information on the tournament. So thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll see you guys on the water. Good luck.